right. Very well. Hello and welcome to my book. This is the book that I'm writing, and I'm going to be sharing with you here. Parts of it, not the whole thing, but at least you can see, what is going to be a really good way to understand the scriptures from what God has revealed to me this last going to be 41 years now in scriptures. You're studying, day and night meditating, and now I'm into the Hebrew letters, understanding way far better than I did so many years ago, but I make things far more clearer. But all right, so here we have. So the title of my book is over here on the top. You'll see Sakal Tab Echad Davar. That's the four letters in Hebrew. Sakal stands for success. Tab stands for functioning or function. Echad stands for the word one. And Dabar is word. So is, the translation up here, the successful, functional, one word. Okay, that's the title of the book. The successfully functional one word. Because what all the economies of the world want, or they're claiming that they want, but they already have it. They have deceived you all along. You have been on the one world order for many all this time. That you have not been with your maker, especially now. But they want you to think that you're struggling against this, so you think that you are free. But I will show you, because the eyes have been clearly opened to me how this works. Especially the key to understanding all of this is the word echad, one. So they use it, One world order basically just means one. I explained to you in a while, but one is already that they already have it in control a long time. But to give you the idea that that's what they're becoming, is to give you the idea that you're free. Just the notion and sensation that you're free. But you have not. You're a slave of something else. Just because your flesh is not tied up to shackles, because that's the only picture you have of being a slave, your mind can be enslaved to a system of thought. And that's where the slavery really comes from. And if you don't understand that, and that's the best way to make you a slave, because you're willing of your own free will, and your own emotions are attached to their agenda, and you do it, in the best way possible. Well, I will be expounding upon that. And so the idea here, just to introduce myself, by the way, so for those of you that don't know me, so this is all my book is by my whole name. I put it there on top, as you can see. I'll try to zoom in here. Let's see if I can see here. Oh, there's an alphabet in there. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. So when I go down, I'm sorry, I gotta fix that. Okay, let me just go back a bit so I can see myself there. All right, here we go, and then I can move myself over here. All right, I see it like that. You can see everything better. Yeah, there we go. So I wasn't my way there. All right, so that's the whole idea here. So here we are. So Zacharias, Emmanuel, Castro, Stevenson. That's all the names that were given when I was born. Zacharias, David, Emmanuel, Castro, Stevenson. And also as I grew up, these are the nicknames but people call me. Tito, or titles is that in English, and Carrie. From Zacharias, my mom will call me Carrie. She was one time, so Zacharias is Carrie. You can find it there. So that's what she would call me, Carrie or Caricito, when I was very small. And when people would ask me, what is your name? And I couldn't say it because I was so small, I would say, Tito. Tito. So that's how people would call me Tito, because I would not say my name correctly. Instead of saying Caricito, I would say, it was too hard for me, I would just say, Tito. And so I ended with a Tito. So those are all my names. But the interesting thing is that all my names are in the Bible, or the meaning of my names. Castro, I know it's not in the Bible, but Castro means tower or castle. And castle is a strong tower. It's a place of defense. And so a strong is Aleph and Beth. Aleph and Beth is the picture for the father. It's the meaning in Hebrew is father. So the meaning of Castro as a castle, Um, that strong tower, that means the Father. So we have that in there, okay? And so all of that, the meaning, at least on Castro, is, but Stephen, the meaning of Stevenson, you'll understand also is part of what is can be found in the Bible when it relates to, to the one that's going to deliver the word from this slavery of the wantonness, of the spirit of wantonness, because that's what has been and been under slavery. The slavery is not really of our flesh. The slavery is of the word. The word at its highest. Let me remove this little square from this thing here. All right, here we go. The word at its highest, is best employed when it's in fullness of its meaning and definition. And that's when a word is at its highest way of being esteemed and appreciated, because once you know a word in the fullness of its meaning and definition, then you become a producer of things. You know a car in the fullness of its meaning and definition, you become a producer of things. But let me, just to show you, the only thing that I have right now that shows all my name, because I don't know where my birth certificate is, but this is my passport when I came here. And here you will see, I'll try to get as close as I can over here. See if you can see it. But it's there, Zacharias, David, Emmanuel, Castro, Stevenson. That's when I flew over here. I was very small, and they gave me the passport. So all my names are there. So you know that I'm not one that adds up names just to sound good. Like people when they write a book. But I'm going to use, because when I came to this country, I dropped the David and the Stevenson. I only kept Zacharias, Emmanuel, Castro. So I dropped David and Stevenson when I came to this country, because you don't need that many names, not that many last names here. But in my country, that's all what was given to me. So when I'm going to publish the book, it's going to be by David Stevenson. That's a name that I did not use in this country. But still, it's not a name that I made up. It's part of my name. And so it will be by that when the book finally comes out. And so the meaning of my name, by the way, Zacharias means the Lord remembers. David means beloved. Emmanuel means God with us, or because it has Eman, which means with us or within us. And El is from Elohim. El means God or powers. From Elohim is gods or powers. And that's why the elites like to call themselves elite, because it has El at the beginning. That makes them gods, right? Elites. That's why they call it in English elites. But that's the El. And so Zacharias, which means the Lord remembers. Zacharias, Yahweh is Zechariah for Yah. Yah is the short word for Yahweh. So it's Zechariah, that's in English, but in Spanish, my dad put it that way. So it's the Lord remembers, or Lord reassembles. David, the beloved. Emmanuel, God with us. Castro means strong tower, or represents the Father, because that's the meaning of the strong tower. In the Hebrew, the Aleph and the Beth is a strong tower, but those two words together means the Father, because the Father is the one that supplies the strong house, the supply for the children. Okay? And then Stevenson. Stephen means crown and son. You know what son means, so a crown son. So we put the whole name together, the meaning of my whole name, it means the Lord reassembles the beloved, God within us, the Father's crown son. So the Lord reassembles the beloved God or powers within us, the Father's crowned son. So you understand why I created this group, Covet? Because it has is corona, means crown in Spanish, or Stephen, and has VID, which is the end of David. So the hidden names that I have not used yet were in that COVID, so I thought I can use that for myself to introduce myself here. And at the time, I wasn't sure of the word Echad yet. I was studying the meaning and meditating on it, and I hadn't quite opened it yet until now. It was finally open. The whole understanding of the word Echad, as it connects to everything in the Bible, was finally given to me on Juneteenth, on June 19, where the people are celebrating here the emancipation of slavery. That's when God gave me this, so I could celebrate the emancipation of the word of the Davar, from no longer going to be here to serve the wanton spirit of mankind, but a wholesome spirit of keeping words in the highest way possible to represent them here on earth, because the highest that a word can do is to bring a wholesome word that can make you a producer, not just a consumer. Because if you just know a word by an echo chamber, you're just a consumer. All right, so that's what it's come down to. So I'm giving this introduction, and then at the end of this introduction, because in this introduction, so I'm going to be doing this for a few days, giving the introduction because it's good to repeat as people understand what it's about, and then I will add a lesson at the end, and so on. Then later on, in another week or so, then we'll put another chapter. I'll give you a little bit of, some insight on that chapter, and we'll put some other messages that are applicable for the hour. All right, so this is how what's going to be running it. So, so the Sakal Tab Echad Davar, which is the title of the book, which I'm thinking right now of just ending with one title, putting these two words together. Echad Davar, because it ends in a D and a D here. I put them together, and it's Echad Bar. So that's, I'm right now, that's something I'm thinking, just to give it one name, because that means one word, but joined together already. Because that's what it means. Echad means one, and the bar means word. So the successfully functional one word. So like I was saying, the elites are looking for that, to tell you that that's what they're searching, but they already have it. Okay? And I will explain how that works. In any case, but here I explain Echad, the meaning of each letter, and I have it here. Hebrew is read from this side, starting from the right and going to the left, from the right of me where I'm at, and going to the left. So the right starts with Aleph. That's the picture of an ox for strength or fortification, or being a leader. That's the meaning, the function of being a leader, or having strong strength, and by that means you also strengthened. You also have leadership. So that makes you Aleph is the leading is the first letter, and then the second letter that is in Echad is this Het or Shet, Het or Het. I really have a hard time. That's the hardest word I have to pronounce, in Hebrew myself, because it has a gargle sound, like that. You have to do that thing in your throat, and I'm not used to that. But it says Het, that's Het, and this is for the fence, the picture of a fence. It's a wall, a fence, it separates, but also a fence is for the purpose of providing security. When you have a wall, you have security. Something is secure, something is safe, something is shielded, something is guarded, something is protected. That's all a function of a wall. Okay? And then is the word Dalit. And Dalit also is entrance, access, gives you access, the function of having access to something, having the entrance to something, and also gate is also a door, and I like to use the word gate, because gate in the scriptures is used for government, to represent government. The people sat at the gate, you hear that expression a lot in the scriptures. It's talking about the people that work for the government. And so the gate is an administration, okay, any office or administration. Administration is a sort of governance or system, but I like to use the word administration to bring it up to date. So now the word Davar is made out of the Dalet of this letter here at the end, and then it's made out of the Veth, the Vav, and I don't have that here to show you, but that Vav is the picture of a nail, and that stands for connecting, attaching or joining, because that's what it does, joining or attaching or connecting or, assembling something, putting something together. And then Resh, R is Resh, which is the picture of a head, and that just means that you are the ruler, because you're on top. The head is the ruler of the body, because it's the top one. It also means that you are, the one standing, the prominent one, the preeminence, main thing. All these words point out to the function. God is a creator, remember, and he's interested in how things function. That's what all creators do. They want to make sure that things work. That's why the word tub, and God saw that it was good. God saw that it was tub, means God saw that it was working. God saw that it was functioning. That's why I have to use the word function for that. So here we're getting down to the definitions, because that's what you need to know. The scripture says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Okay? And so if you do not know this, and If you don't know what's behind words, then you don't not understand what people are trying to do to you. Because people will tell you a word by the way they have taught you to understand it, but there's a whole meaning behind it, and that's where you need to go, behind the meaning of the words. All right, so then we have here, yeah, uh, Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, one. So I have it said in Hebrew as best as I could and in English. So this is Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu Echad. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Okay. And now the Jewish people like to say, instead of Yud He Vav He or Jehovah, they like to say Adonai because they consider the name of God very sacred. You know, it's just like you don't call your father by the first name. It's very disrespectful in many countries. So that's exactly how they look at it. So they use the term Adonai, which is a term of endearment, you know, for God. So that's why they say that. Just, you know, as a side note, if you wanted to understand that. But it's Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. And so we're focusing on the word Echad because it's the key word to open up so many things. The elites of this world understand all of this. Remember, they're not Luciferians in vain. Lucifer knows all the words of the Bible. He knows also the Hebrew. And he uses it for his advantage because he's got a contract with the maker of it. When God says, thus to men thus thou art, and thus unto thus shalt thou return. And then he told the servant, you know, thus shall you eat and all the days of your life. That means the serpent can consume our labor. You know, that's the contract that was made there. So we are treated like dirt, and we're treated like soil to build down all the man-made plants. So we incur the function of soil when that contract was made as a curse, and he is the overseer. You know, the serpent is the overseer over us in this economy, and it's been like that since the beginning. And he's got a very deceitful way of running. It's fantastic, though. You know, I gotta tip my hat to the way he has done it. But in any case, but God knows better. God is in control still of everything. It's all under His hand, and so I'm saying all of this because I want to share with you. And also, let me see if I can put a little song on this because that will be easy to remember this verse. It's in the Hebrew here. Let me see if I hope it's right there. Let me see. It's Shema. That's what they call it as a prayer for the Hebrew. All right. Oh, I think I have it here. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let me see. And here we go. Let me play it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Adonai,
Sorry about the delay there. Okay. All right. Oh, I see what happened. So sorry about that. The thing got disconnected. Let me just plug it back in again. Hopefully it was running on the memory, I guess. That's what happened. So sorry. All right. We'll pick up right now. But at least that's the gist of the song. He said the whole verse about 2 times already. All right, we're gonna stop it here right now so that we know, you know, we save the time right now to keep on finishing with this. But all right, so I'm gonna bring this down. All right, so what is the greatest? I'm down here now. What is the greatest asset or tool that mankind has to keep himself alive and surviving 24/7 besides the air that he breathes? And then I put the words hadabarim, which are the words or things. And I'm using the word hadabarim because it means the words, which translated into English, the words is the book of Deuteronomy. In Hebrew is hadabarim, which means the words, and it means things. It's synonymous. Words and things are the same for the Hebrew mindset. They don't look at the dust and all the things that we call things in this world. You know, they're nothing if you do not know the word behind the thing that made it. Then it's only dust. All the things that come out of the dust, they're only shadows and images. Only the word is the thing, because the word that names it and defines it, that's the one that keeps it going. That's how the thing continues to exist. So words and things are synonymous in the Hebrew mindset because, you know, if you do not know exactly how something is made, then you don't have anything. And that's how the whole nations are deceived, because they think they just know the name of something, you know, and that, okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, I am. And so they think that by just knowing the name of something, you know, that's it, that they accomplish their existence. No, you have to know the definition and meaning of everything, and then something, whatever that is, whatever that thing is, will be sustained and kept. But if you only know the name of something, you know, just to use it and abuse it, that thing is going to die. And I have a term for that. The word inside in you is not a wholesome word, then it's a wombie. And I use that as a terminology of being a zombie. Because the thing that was projected into this world, where it was a car and everything, is just going to be used and abused by you, because the word in you cannot reproduce, cannot create, cannot maintain. It can only make you a consumer because you're only an echo chamber of the word. So when you have a wombie, a word that is empty of fullness of the meaning and definition, you know, then all the things in the world disappear. And so the word, hadabarim, is the mindset that it teaches you, so you can think without deceiving yourself. Like if you don't have the fullness of a word, you are deceiving yourself. You know, and so things and words are the same thing and synonymous. So let's understand that. And so that's the thing that you need more than air, because with the words you're thinking all the time. You understand your existence. You understand your purpose. You're communicating with one another. You can put your thoughts together. You know, and in 1 second you can have, you know, if your mind is rushing, you can have over 100 words just rush through your mind to put a thought together, a calculation together. So words are so indispensable, and that's the biggest asset that we have. And we deal with words 24/7 faster than what we do with air. And so that's why the answer for that is, you know, that the hadabarim, the words or the things, which are the same thing, you know, as long as you know the definition, then you have the real thing. And so then I have here the chief employment of souls. And I noticed that I'm utilizing this word, CEOS, the CEOs, okay? The chief employment of souls. I put it in that thing so you remember. What's the CEOs for our souls? For our existence, okay? Because I want to make you a CEO of your own existence. Because all the CEOs, I have that domain, by the way, the CEOs.com, because I've been since 2003, I have it registered, because my idea was once I figured this out, I was going to train all the CEOs in the world, you know, because they themselves are using this without even knowing how they're using it. Because it's just like a law that is built in the very way that we behave, and they know that it works, but they don't even know. I think they're blind to this, but you know, but I'll be able to explain to them, and it will just make their business even prosper, even better. All right. But in any case, the chief employment of souls is to do and then it's what the whole title of my book keeps in with the, you know, with the meaning of each letter. And so here, the successfully functioning empowerment of the secured administration of the economy. That's what it means. The successfully functioning empowerment or strengthening, because that's what Aleph has, of the secure administration of the economy. And that is the answer that the nations are waiting for. Right? That's what they're asking. Because a nation to God is not just a nation of consumers. It's the nation of producers that are the real thing. You understand? When you understand the mindset, God is referring to the nations that are working and that know wholesome words and can create things. They want something right now. All the nations of the producers, the ones that keep a nation going, as the economy is in shambles, they're asking, where can we get a successfully functioning empowerment, or strengthening of the secure administration of the economy? Where can we get that? You see, that's what they're asking. And what's the answer? And so that's what is the desire of all nations at this hour. Okay? And so that's what you need to understand. So that's what the desire of all nations is, to have an understanding of that, but for the original purpose and objective for which we were created. We have been robbed of the original purpose for which we were created to use this, but we use it in other things that are not really necessary, for us to be at peace with our Maker. So this is going to be a very fascinating learning period that we're going to go through here, but this is the whole thing. So that in the end, that is going to be my call. I'm thinking of putting these two words together. So our victory call is going to be Sakal Tub, a hot bar, because I want to join these two words. So Sakal Tub, a hot bar, and that's how we going to go about our business, But this is the whole idea, that we're here, to be able to tackle anything. In this economy, what's really messing people up, it's everything in the mind, because the way you think affects your body faster than anything that you believe to be a virus or bacteria. The way that you think and the way your state of mind happens to be, your body tries to conform, tries to match, whatever that state of mind you is, and tries to. So if you're nervous, tension, and all that, the body tries to create a situation in which is comfortable with that state of mind, and that's how sickness comes, basically from the state of mind. So the Bible talks about this, and so it's very important that you understand all these things and you understand the meaning behind words, so you will get the right state of mind to be able to deal with all situations, And I want to share with you. I'm going to bring you into, the place where I hide comfortably, the place where I reside. And I'm always at rest, no matter where I'm at, whether on the streets. I'm always residing in this place. And this place is the place where I live. I want to bring you to my home, to my secure space. Not the little college spaces that people have, that are snowflakes. But I'm talking about the real space for you and I. I happen to be there already for a long time. But I want to read so you will have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Then I'll close this portion, and then we'll have a lesson for today. Let me just read this portion. All right? And this is from Psalm 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. And look at this, and from the noisome pestilence. Noisome pestilence. Here's a plague right here. There's a pandemic here in the whole world. This is the pandemic. The pandemic of noise. There's a lot of noise. Everybody's saying this, everybody's commenting this, and everybody's talking this, everybody changing their mind. And so all this noise, there's a lot of noise and no signal. Nobody's saying something clearly to stand with. And so when you hear a lot of noise like this and there's nothing clear, your soul is being tossed to and fro by every breaking blast of news. You're being tossed through and fro. And the soul was not created to be, the soul was created to be fixed and anchored, not to be tossed about. He gets all scared, in a fight or flight mood if it's not stable like that. And so as that affects the body in a great deal, far more than anything else, and it weakens your immune system, so you're susceptible to all kinds of diseases. You can easily get, sick of anything. Everything is complicated 10 times. And then for whatever you go, whether it was some bad diarrhea, you're going to be diagnosed for COVID these days. You understand how it is these days. So it's a very scary situation. But this is the noisome pestilence, because our soul was made to be stable, not to be tossed to and fro. And so if you don't have any steady anchor where to be steady, and then you're depending on what the world and your friends are telling you, man, you're going to be in big trouble. So if you are in the word of your maker, in the Davar, in the Ethad Bar, the one word that was made for your soul, then you are going to be delivered from this noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence. Another pestilence here, another plague, another pandemic. For the pestilence or the pandemic or the plague, thou walkest in darkness. So this is uncertainty. The other one was noisome, hearing all kinds of garbage day in and day out that doesn't bring any support, makes you more nervous. And then this one, the fear of the unknown. When you walk in darkness, there's a fear of the unknown. So the people are in fear. They are in the dark. They're living in the dark. They don't have any light. They don't know what's really coming up. They can't tell you if tomorrow you're gonna get any better. This is all part of what happens. But all this has been appointed for those that are not in the Word. They're gonna suffer this. They're gonna be in the pestilence of uncertainty, like the whole world is right now. I have no problem with that, because I know what is certain. I know what my economy really is, and I live in that daily. And it doesn't depend upon what's happening to the nations right now. But this is happening to all the nations that are not anchored on the Torah, the teachings orderly regulating all humanity. They're anchored in another Torah from their company, because every company has a little teachings or a little manual to tell you how to run their company, and they have a little teachings orderly regulating all humans that they hire there. There's a little Torah there, Torah, teachings orderly regulating all humanity. So, people cannot get away from teachings. And so, 1,000, verse 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side. Oh, okay, let me finish that. Nor of the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasted at noonday. All right? So, the rioting and everything that's happening even today, all these things that's going on, you're not going to be touched by those things. Only with thine eyes. You're going to be watching with your eyes. Thou shalt behold and see the reward of the wicked, or the dysfunctional. Wicked means dysfunctional. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. So, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague, or pestilence or pandemic come nigh to thy dwelling. Okay? But it's not something that you are, and I don't believe in your affirming, you're saying to yourself, I am in here. That doesn't make it so. You have to know the meaning. And that's empty echo chamber. A lot of people are into that. It's like a mantra. I'm safe. But you don't know the meaning of the word, then you have nothing. Empty words don't accomplish anything. Because you're saying that to yourself, but as soon as you start thinking and looking at things around, and then you're back in the fear and in the noise, no clear signal, and you get all depressed, you get all bent out of shape. So the whole idea is that this is what's going to happen. Let me see if I find one verse to close this so that I will be able to address this to you. I hope I left it here. Yeah, in Isaiah. Oh, I think it's right here. Let me see if I can make this smaller for you to have it here. All right. Oh, let's go this way. Let me see. Okay. Oh, yeah, I can do it. All right. So let me move it this way, and now let me move it this way so I can read this portion for you. This is a very interesting portion, by the way. All right. Let me see. Okay. And okay, so that's chapter 30. Oh yeah, let me go to this. I'm so sorry that you had this ready for you. Yeah, but I needed to. Let me get out of this one here. So I can go to the other one. Yes, there we go. And okay, so here we go, because I need from verse 27. Okay, here we go. Let me move it back a little bit. You guys see it better? Yeah. So this is Isaiah chapter 30, verse 27. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire. He's wiping things away, the hopes of people and everything. And his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck. That was people are feeling it right now. At any moment, vaccine mandatory. At any moment, these things like that, without realizing they already have you under their control. But it's all the external, the smoke and mirrors things. Everything is a trick. I'll show you how it works. But it says, but all of that, this is happening right now. The people are feeling this. And this is coming to sift the nations with a sieve of vanity. Because, it's all a vanity. It's all a vain thing. But them is to you guys that are not with him, you think it's very serious. And look at this. This is what's going to happen to them. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws, a mask of the people. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. So this is the time that we're in right now. There shall be a bridle just to have a muscle, a mask, and you are being psychologically manipulated to put it yourself on it, but there shall be that, and they shall causing them to err. And ye, now he's taking verse 29, but ye now is referring, this is to them, and now ye is referring, to you. Ye is the people of Israel, the people that know his name and abide in the Torah. Ye shall have a song, as in the night when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe, with a little trumpet, to come into the mountain of the Lord. So this is, in the midst of all of these, this is what I find myself in verse 29. I can see what is happening, but I just feel it's just like smoke, that you can just move with your hand like that, and then you keep going, because you realize that it's just vanity. I see that it's just vanity. For the world, these things are very real, and it's causing them to get sick. It's causing them to, psychological damage. They're getting desperate. They're getting depressed, But I'm going to be explaining this as we go. All right, so I'm going to stop here right now. And now you're going to hear the message for today. June Sunday 28, right? Correct? Yeah. June Sunday 28, I got to escape from my house to come to, guess what? Golden Corral. And I'm here with good company, with Brian, and with Andy, and with Rosa Crispin. All right, we're enjoying ourselves. I'm not going to walk in, I'm going to show you what's going on. So they're just empty. It's empty, and they serve you. They don't trust you to serve yourself. No, it's just for coronavirus sake. So it's very cautious, but at least we didn't have to make a line, so it was pretty good. We're almost done right now. We're about to start a little lesson. We can do it. It's kind of noisy in here. We'll see. All right. Okay. All right. So. We happen to be here at the Golden Corral today, and we, happen to have a nice fellowship going. We enjoyed the meal already, and so I figure I'll give a little message here, as long as they don't kick us out, I might get too loud or too radical in what I'm saying. But in any case, I'm here today, and I wanted to, basically for me, on June 19th, they did a celebration for the that was supposed to be the celebration of the independence of black slaves. I remember that they were doing that. But that's the very day when I understood Isaiah 6, 4, and 5 very clearly. The understanding of that in the Hebrew was made very clear to me. Okay, so based on that, to me, it's like that's the real independence that I understood. The independence is to the Word, because the Word has been slave to a spirit of wantonness. The word in Hebrew is Davar, which means Dalet, Beth, Resh, means the administration of the economy. That's what the word Davar stands for in the original language. And so the administration of the economy has been left in the hands of a wanton spirit, a spirit of wantonness, a spirit of consumerism. All right, so we're coming now to the point in which what we're going to do is God has given me an understanding so that I will deliver the word from that state. It's the redemption of the word that matters. Because the whole idea is to present the word in this world that is wholesome and full of meaning and full of definition. Because when you do that, then when you have a car that's full of its meaning and its definition, you are a producer of cars, not a consumer. When you have computers in the fullness of its meaning and definitions, you're a producer of computers, not a consumer. So when you have the Word of God in the fullness of His meaning and definition, you are a producer of the character of God and not a consumer of His benefits, wanting all the goodies, from Him, stuff like that. And so God has made me very clear how the Word is going to be utilized. And it is in the Word that we come into agreement. Because when you go to a company, the first thing they want you to do is to learn a wholesome word of the product and service, because that's the only way you're going to be a producer in that company. If you only know the name as a soundbite, then you can pull back a little bit, and then I'll tell you what to put in for the side. Okay, so if you only know the name of a product without its meaning and without its definition, you can only qualify to be a consumer. You see? And as a consumer, you're a danger to anybody, because if you're in this world just to consume and eat everything away, I call that word that is inside of you is like a zombie. I call it a wombi, because it's an empty word that goes and eat everything that it's supposed to be producing. The word that represents a car should be producing cars, not eating away the cars. But you see, but if you take the word in you as an empty soundbite, that word in you is a danger, it's a wombi, it's away the product. And that's the way I use it to talk about zombies. Because you know what zombie eats the flesh, right? It's another human being. And so the whole idea is words are supposed to be producers of all the things that you know, and not a consumer. So everybody's happy to have the word in them as a wombi. But God has shown me that, that the whole idea to deliver all societies is to train them so that they will have the word as a producer and not as a wombi eating away and consuming everything. All right, so I use words like this to stick in your mind and make you laugh, and that's how you remember better. All right, but I was thinking, I'm using this tie now. You can zoom in, okay? You can notice this tie here. Andy is my cameraman today, by the way. He's helping me with this. In this tie was given to me by a very dear person. A nice lady that gave it to me. I usually refer to her as my muse. But she gave me this, and I thought it was very interesting. But she gave it to me and said, I'm going to use it for a special occasion, and this is a special occasion to celebrate the independence of the word from the slavery of the spirit of wantonness, to be able to serve the spirit of wholesomeness. Okay, so I have here there's the skull of a bull or something like that, and there's the flag of this nation, and then there's fellowship of people, and then there's music for the guitar. Very thoughtful, because I guess he knows how I play the guitar and all that. But this is the thing. I'm using the skull is because those are the bones. You can see the bones. That made me think of the computer. Brian and I used to go to the computer show on Pomona. What was it on? When we used to go to the computer show. The
Pomona Fairgrounds.
Yeah, the Pomona Fairgrounds. Yeah, we used to go there. And a lot of people, you go there and buy a computer with everything, but with no software. It has the memory, it has the hard drive, it has everything. But when it doesn't have a software in it, it's called a bare bone computer. That's what they call it. They call it a bare bone kit. They don't even call it a computer. The whole thing, the tower, the desk tower, with everything in it. It has the disk, it has the memory, it has everything. But it's not called a computer, it's called a bare bone kit. Because it's only when you put the word, the software in the computer, and the operating system is in it, then it becomes a computer. Because you can use it for different things, for whatever you have to do. So it's when it has the word in it that it becomes a computer. So I see this generation as bare bones. Okay? So that's what they are, bare bones. This is what this generation is right now. Okay? But I have the operating system to make it become the real human beings they're supposed to be, and the man and woman that they're supposed to be for the service of their maker for which they were first created. Okay? And therefore, we're going to make the nation, become profitable in the understanding of their maker. Because when you're in the understanding of the maker, you want to show off his character. You want to live to give. That's your main emphasis. Like you learn to do little, so you can give the most. At this point in my life, from everything that I earn every month, I only need about 20 to 25% of that just for my upkeep, and the other 75% is given away to different situations, people, whatever needs to be given away to. But that's the whole idea to me, and that blesses me more. That keeps me strengthened. That keeps me healed. I don't get sick. That since 2003 when I had my minor stroke, that was it. That was the last time I got sick. Since then, I haven't had any injections or vaccinations or anything. I don't even get a flu. Okay, so thanks be to the Maker. When you have the Spirit that is a giver, He keeps you healthy. Because you want to identify with the mindset of your Maker, then He's not upset with you. He wants to give you more to be able to stay in that, because that's the expression of His character. So He's not going to be upset with you. So that's the thing. So we want to be a nation of givers. We gather this congregation, so we can feed them. And then you can be people that are real people, that are working in His mindset. And then we can have a party and have a music, right? And enjoy everything and enjoy the worship together and everything that we need to do. So I thought it was a perfect tie, So I appreciate this gift. So this is a nice occasion to wear it, and so you can pull out now from the gift. But in any case, so we're going to start with a little reading of scriptures from Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4 and 5. Brian is going to read that for us. Okay, go ahead now.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Okay, that's good and important, right? So, hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one Lord. Okay? In Hebrew it says, the way that verse reads is, Shema is here. O Israel, Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. Now, word Echad is the emphasis of when we Echad. I'm having a hard time because the Echad comes with a gargle, So it's Echad. Echad, like that. So it's Shema, O Israel, Adonai Elohenu Adonai Echad. And that Echad means one. And it's composed of 3 letters in the Hebrew. A is the Aleph, which is the head of the ox and represents strength and fortitude. And Chet is a wall, is a fence. And a wall represents protection or defense or security. And the last letter is Dalet, which is the D, and that represents an administration, a system, an operation, a management. Okay? So when you put the 3 letters together, it means the strong security of the administration. That's the meaning of it. The strongest security of the administration. And that's strong, and that what the Bible speaks about strength, and also speaking about strengthening. It also means fortifying, to fortify is to strengthen. And also mean empowering, because when you empower somebody, you give them strength. So it's also to be the empowering of the secured administration. Okay, that's the meaning of Echad. So, hear, O Israel, Shema, O Israel, Adonai, Elohenu Adonai, and then the empowerment of the secure administration. That's the whole thing means in Echad, with 3 letters. So I understood what the word is to be used for, because all of that, and there are 4 words that compose my book. There's the book that I finished writing, but I was just looking for the right title for it. That's why I've been waiting this long. But the 4 words in Hebrew are sakal. Sakal means success, and then tab means function, and then echad, I'm putting this word now and there, that word means one. It just means one, but in the meaning it means, the strong or the empowering administration, empowering secure administration. And then the last word is davar, which means word. So it's success, function, one word. Success, function, one word. That's how you translate it in English in the simplest way. But when you go into the meaning of the word, sakal means success, ta means functioning, and ehad means what I told you, empowering, secure administration. And then dabar starts with the dalet, starts with the word administration. So what I've done, I put those words together. I put ehad and dabar together, because one ends with a dalet and the other one begins with a dalet. So I merged them and I made a word out of those two, and it sounds ehad ba, because they both have the D, so it's ehad ba. Okay, so I put that together, and so you have one word. See, but it's together. So, but the way it spells that, so when you say it right now, the title of my book, that's what's going to be, one word. Because the world wants one world. That's what all the elites want. The elites want one world. They want a one global world. But God is going to raise and save the world with His word. So everybody's going to be in agreement with one language. It says that in the Bible. In Zephaniah, in other books it says, at that time He will give you one pure language, a bright language. And it's not by might, not by sword, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. But the word spirit refers to that which animates you, because the air that comes in you, you mostly air power. You depend on air more than air 24/7. And so the meaning of air is because that's when you have the substance at the most purest substance. When the water goes up and it's in the air going up as gas, that's when the water is the purest. See, so it's the purity, having everything in its purity. But it also means having everything in all of its definition and meaning. So when you have something in all its definition and meaning, then you can animate objects. You can animate cars, you can animate everything, because you are a producer. It makes you... So having the meaning of everything as also being in the spirit, because the spirit animates your body, it goes inside of you and merges in everything, goes into your blood and oxygenates every part of your body. So that's the whole idea of having a word in the fullness of the meaning. You have the spirit, because you can animate things, and that's what ruach means. Is the letter hey in the Hebrew. Hey is for breath, it's for spirit, it's for animation, activation, because that's what the air does. All right, so you understand. So that's the whole idea. So God is going to save the world with the fullness of the definition of every word, because that's to be saved by the Spirit. So that's what's coming down, down the line. And so that's why the title of the book officially now is just going to be these two words put together. Echad, that ends with a dalet, and dabar, that starts with a dalet. So I put them together, and it's echad ba. Okay? And that means one word. And it says in Zechariah, I believe in Zechariah chapter 14, I don't remember the verse right now, but it says that in that day God will be known as Echad. He says that. He says that that's part of what is written there. So God will be known as Echad, and I understand now. So when you put those four words together, Sakal, which means success, Tab, which means function, Echad, that means one, and Dabar. And so Echad stands for the empowering, secure administration, and Dabar stands for the administration of the economy. So when you define all of that, this is what it stands for. The successful functioning, that's Sakal, Tab, the successful functioning, empowerment, the successfully functioning, I wrote this down before. Okay, the successfully functioning, empowering, secure administration of the economy. And that's what every owner of every company wants. And that's what they give you. When you're hired in a company, they give you the whole manual for you to learn it, because once you have it in your mind and you learn everything to serve a product or service, then you become that for the company. Automatically, your soul becomes that. You become the successfully functioning, empowering, secure administration of their business. Isn't it? That's exactly what you become. You see, that's in sense with what everybody does. It's like, that's what the Bible does. It reveals and it connects everything that makes sense with the world. So the whole world wants that. And right now that the economy is in shambles, you know, everything, nobody knows what to do because the whole world is going crazy as it seems to be. Exactly, you know. So what is everybody looking? What is the solution that everybody is looking for? From people on down to ministers and on down to anybody, rabbis and every down ministers of nations, they're looking right now. What is the successful, functioning, empowering, secure administration of the economy? That's what they're asking for. And that's what the desire of all nations is going to come to reveal. Because that's what they want. They want to know. This is the answer in people's heart right now. What? That's the answer they're looking for. Where can we find the successfully functioning, empowering, secure administration of the economy? Where can we get that? Because when you think about it, that's really what people are thinking of. That was the answer they're looking for. You see? And God has been guiding me little by little into understanding. I had no idea I was going to come to this conclusion. But hey, voila, here it is. You know? This is the time of the redemption of the word, the emancipation of the word from the spirit of wantonness to a spirit of wholesomeness, which is the spirit of God. Okay, which is a spirit full of definition, right? And so that's what I'm trying to convey here. So my brother here just read that to we begin with, and he says, read verse 5 again on that, because
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might.
Yeah, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy might, with all thy soul, and with all thy heart, right?
Yes.
And so that's what he's saying. So, and what does it mean to love? To love means to keep the commandments, okay? Because if you work for a company, what they want you to do is to love the instructions. Good enough?
No, it's blurry. It went blurry.
Okay, but...
So when I zoom...
Alright, but you just go out and see if it goes, go back again. It's still blurry? Alright, and as I was saying, you know, so what is love? You know, look it up there right now. We'll look at the verse here. We're going to look at the New Testament there. 1 John, 2 John 1, 5 to 6. 2 John 1, 5 to 6 to explain the definition of love. 2 John 1, 5 to 6. Yeah, 2 John 1, 5 to 6. Second, estamos at the end. Yeah, before Revelation, yeah, before Jude, before Peter. Yeah, there we go.
First John, what's it?
Then 2 John. Go 2 John, second letter of John, chapter 1, verse 5 and 6. Alright.
And now I beseech thee, lady, not as though I write a new commandment unto thee, but that which we had from the beginning, that we love one another. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it.
Okay, so it said to the lady that we should love one another. What is love? That we should walk after his commandment. The word walk in the Bible is to live, to make our career. You know, is that life is, and Joseph walked with God, and Noah walked with God. That word walk means that's your career, that's your life, you live for that. So to walk in the commandments is to live for the commandments. You know, like the Jewish people have what is called, when a girl becomes 12 or a young man becomes 13, they do a bar mitzvah. And the word bar mitzvah, bar means son, and mitzvah means commandment. At that age you become the daughter of the commandment or the son of the commandment. That means you inherit the commandment. That's going to be, you live for it. That's where your life starts. And that's what a bar mitzvah means. You know, because that's when you matter to the world, because you have attached yourself to the commandment and you're going to project your maker. But sadly to say, they do that, a lot of Jewish traditions, and then you do it as a tradition. The people don't really know the Torah, you know. They just go to certain rituals. You know, but they still do bar mitzvahs nowadays. But that's exactly what you have to become. The daughter of the commandment, the daughter of the Torah, or the son of the Torah. The Torah means teaching, orderly, regulating all humanity. Torah. Teachings orderly, regulating all humanity. Because that's the word, we translate it as law, but it's actually teachings. You know, God is giving us the teachings to walk in His mindset. All right, so that's what we have to become. Okay, so that's why the question I ask you right now: does the Bible say that lives matter? Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this now. Does the Bible say that lives matter? Now, well, it clearly indicates that lives matter. It definitely does. Okay, but what is life? Okay, now we're going to look at what is life. Because this is the life that matters to God. Okay, now we're going to look what the Bible defines as life. Now look at Deuteronomy. Go back to Deuteronomy. All right. Okay. And from Deuteronomy, read Deuteronomy verse 30 and verse 19 to 20. Chapter 30, verse 19 to 20. Let's do that first. Deuteronomy. We're looking at see what is the life that matters to God, right? Okay. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 19 to 20. Read that.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. That I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and he is the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
Okay, so it says there to keep the commandments, and it's talking because He, so I think He refers to Eloheinu or Elohim, God. He is your life. Okay, so here we can see the sign that God is life. Okay, the governing operations director, He is life. And you work for a company, you have a boss that gives the directions, the giver of direction. He stands in the place of God there to give you the direction, and He is the life of the company. He came up with that. And so when you keep that, He knows when you keep the words of the manual, He knows that you love the company because the product and the service is going to be provided. You see, it all works in perfect function. It's nothing really weird. God is not the author of confusion. He makes everything clear. Okay, now go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. Verses 46 and 48. From verse 46 to 48.
32 you said?
Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 32.
46 to 48?
Verses 46 to 48. So on chapter 30 we saw that God Himself is life. But now He's going to tell you here what else is called life in these verses. Look very carefully.
And He said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do, all the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life.
Stop right there. To observe all the words of this law, because it's not a vain thing, because it is thy life.
It's your life.
It's your life. So that is life. The law, the Torah, the teaching, that is life. So this is the life that matters to God. So let me tell you, my friend, because if you do not have, go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 28. I want to ask you to read that in a minute. Deuteronomy 28. Because if you do not have His commandments, His understanding of His mindset, His ehatba, the one word that He wants you to have, if you don't have that, then you don't matter to God. Simple as that. And that means it doesn't matter if you are black, if you're white, if you're Chinese, if you're Indian. It doesn't matter who you are if you don't have the understanding of the word of the Creator that you were made to produce in you and produce into this world, that having you to reproduce into this world, then you don't matter. Simple as that. Okay? So the word has to be trusted. The character of the maker has to be acquired. Then that's what you matter, because this whole creation was made for the reflection of the maker. Not for the reflection of you and I as a rebellious people doing what we want here. The whole chapter 28 is dedicated to what he's going. The first 13 verses are dedicated to the blessings of those that follow his mindset. The other 56 verses are dedicated to what? The cursing. All that's going to happen to people that do not follow his mindset, and how he's going to get rid of them through the way that nations are going to be running themselves. The whole reason why nations exist is for the purpose of getting rid of the unbeliever that does not sustain the word of him. And so that's the life that matters to that.
The parable of the farmer.
Yeah, exactly. It's the word. If you don't have the word of your maker in you, he doesn't matter. And that's why all nations are going through what they're going right now. Because right now, it's the time of the harvest. And all the wheat is gathering in, and all the chaff is being thrown away. That's what is happening. Okay, you understand? This is what's going on. All right? The wheat has weight, and it will endure this. Because the wheat knows that its real thing is what it is. The chaff is just going to be blown away with the wind.
Gone with the wind.
That's coming right now. That's you cannot help it. This is just going on, and it's beyond your control because you are not in your maker. And so it doesn't. So the thing is this. So simple as that. I'm just rebuking all the nations because that's what they all need to understand. Everybody thinks that they're important. You're only important if you have the word of your maker. Because the word of your maker makes you be the most generous person in this world. The person that is the best giver of everything. That puts his whole life for the production of everything. And is just there to inherit words. And that's all the thing he lives for. The only thing that I collect is knowledge. I have collected every book of how to do this, how to make this, I have all these manuals in my computer. All this, because that's all I want to know, how to do something. I don't want to know how to consume something. Because I don't need to get knowledge to eat things away. Everybody can just consume everything, But this is the thing that is going to save the world when they get their minds that change like that. And then you cannot be deceived by anybody. Because you understand that you're not here, the world is not here to feed you. You are here to feed the world with the character of your maker. You are the sunlight of God upon this paradise, upon this world, to make it a paradise. You're not here to gather any light from anybody, any likes from anybody, any I love you, any all these things, I want to hug you and stuff, none of that. It's good to get those things, but that's not the main reason why we're here. We are here to like our maker and to project all about him in this world. This whole world to me is a canvas where I can paint his character upon every face of the world. Whatever people do to me, they smile and they don't smile at me. I don't care. To me, they continue to be a canvas where I can continue to, spread the joy and the love of God upon them. Okay, so that's the whole idea here. So what happens to the people? Read Deuteronomy 28:28.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Yes, that's what happens then. The economies of the world that do not know God, they're proud to say that they're run by MBAs. MBA stands for Master of Business Administration. Okay, but the MBA that God says that they're living for is madness, which means crazy. They do crazy things. Blindness, they don't know what they're doing. And astonishment. MBA. Madness, blindness, and astonishment. So it's what God said is happening right now. They're not being run by masters of business administration. They don't know what's going on. We don't know what to make of it. So we follow what BLM is doing. Oh yeah, we have to get on their side. They're confused like everybody else. The masters of business administration have madness, blindness, and astonishment.
Blind lead the blind.
Yeah, exactly what God said. So that's what is running the nations, the ones that walk away from God. Because God has set this whole thing to destroy them from off the face of the earth until the memory is not remembered. And so these whole nations that are suffocating everybody is part of the plan. There's no coincidence. It's not like, you say, oh, all these things are happening. The people that don't believe in God are going to believe in the ones that have madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. I'm telling you, wear the mask, go like this and that. And since they don't know any science, they're going to trust everybody else because they have no other notion. You have no word of God to believe in. You think that a little virus is going to kill you. You do not fear God, you're going to fear a little virus that you cannot see. 40 nanometers long. You're invisible. You don't fear your maker. That's the punishment you get. You get to, serve a little 40 nanometer little thing and go into quarantine. Quarantine means 40 days. Just for the fear of a little 40, bowing down to the little virus. Oh, I'm so afraid. Don't kill me, baby. Oh, my goodness. Imagine, that's to me, it's a slap in the face from God for not believing in Him.
Well, you with little faith.
You know, so this is what's going on. So you got to understand that, hey, you know, God is in perfect control of everything. He's giving to the unbeliever what they deserve. They're serving the 49th God named COVID-19. Okay? I name myself COVID-19 man because I am the virus that's going to pollute the generation of this teaching that's going on. You know, so for one thing, this thing doesn't harm me because my body is always alkaline. So this thing cannot enter, no virus can enter into an alkaline, you know, atmosphere. So the thing is, if you already had the right diet to begin with, you wouldn't be worrying about anything. Okay, so, but you don't follow what the Bible says from the very beginning, so there you are, you know. And now, let me go to this point here. So I want to mention something about what's going on exactly with Black Lives Matter. I'm going to get to the bottom of this right now. But first of all, before I say that, I'm going to tell you the truth right now, and it's going to hurt. But it's good that it's going to hurt because a friend, a real friend, is your supporter. Because people say, you're black, Mr. Castro, how come you don't support Black Lives Matter? I support Black lives. But I support them with the word that belongs to them, which is the word of their maker. That's what belongs to them. If I give you the word of my maker, then I'm so really supporting you. But if I give you some comfort from somebody else that doesn't know what really you need, you know, that person, you know, is not supporting you because he's going to leave you in your misery. He's going to use your misery to get something for themselves, like Soros does. You know, Soros collected for BLM, he collected $100 million and more from different liberal companies, but it's just for them. It's not going to go to you. It's for the Democratic Party. You know, you use all the black people just to get that money. You know, use a little tool in their hands. You know, so these people tell, oh man, yeah, I mean, it's time for you. You know, I mean, you suffer so much. I collect all that money for the Democratic Party. All right, thank you. You know, they're not going to give you a thing. They're going to just destroy your neighborhood, and you're not going to get nothing. Simple as that. You know. So let me my brother here read Proverbs. Go to Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6. Proverbs 27, verse 6. I'm going to give you this so you understand why I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay? So Proverbs chapter 27, verse 6. So, yeah. Andy, can you read that? No? Okay. Well, you need your glasses. Got it. Okay, yeah, you read it.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So, I am going to give you some faithful wounds right now. You know, but because I consider you my friend. Now, all Sharpton goes there and gives you all kinds of kisses, but he takes your money. He gets paid. You know, so he gives you all the kisses, but they are deceitful because he doesn't know anything to improve any community. He wants them in misery, so they're always complaining. They're always complaining as victims because as long as you complain as a victim, he can make some money from different causes that depend on that. Okay, but let me tell you something because I want to address right now the situation. I'm going to the other side here on the page. This will address Black Lives Matter. I have the whole page here for that. I see that the Black Lives people are saying that they want reparations, right? They say that they want the whites or to pay them back. All right. Now, do you know that as early as 1790, there were people that were looking for, there were black people that had gotten their freedom, and they became slave owners. There's about 180 black people that were slave owners. They owned slaves because that's the only business that they knew everybody did. So they became slave owners. So they actually also have slaves, you know. So are you going to go get reparations from them too? These are black people that had black people as slaves. And remember, black people, you came from Africa, but the people that went, not that the people from Portugal and everything went to hunt you down. The own black people over there in Africa were selling slaves. So the own black people sold you here. So black people, so you need to go to the ones that sold you and ask for some reparations. The black people that sold you. And then what about the 180 people that were here in the 1790, 1720, 1830, 1820, so like that were having slaves as well. So you need to find out who those are to get reparations. That's one thing. And another thing is this. Okay, let me get to my notes. This is getting juicy here. It says, okay, if I wrote here. Okay, this is the thing that you need to consider. Okay, while the black people were slaves, okay, did they do any crimes to kill their own race, to kill their own black people? Did they do a lot of crimes in which they themselves were killing a lot of the other slaves? That hardly ever happened. While they were slaves, I know some of the women got raped by white men. That's why a lot of mulattoes and other kind of people were born. That did happen. But a lot of the black slaves killing other black slaves, that's not what happened. That was not here. But now that we as black people have freedom, we kill more black people than the slaves used to kill back then, other slaves? Yes, we have. Most of the crime against blacks is done by blacks themselves. Okay? So you need to find out, you as a black man are more dangerous when you are free because you kill each other more than when you were slaves. So how can we trust you with any reparation money? How can you be trusted with any reparation money when you're free? When you're free, you do more to kill everybody else. All right? And also, okay, imagine as a race, if you say, I'm defending, I'm standing for the black people. All right? And somebody said, you know what? We want you to get rid of your race. Somebody comes to you and offers you the deal. We want you to get rid of the race. And we want you to come to our place, and just bring whatever child you want to bring, and we'll kill it for you for free. And imagine that you agree to that proposition. What will that make you? Will that make you a person that should be trusted to take care of your race if you do that? But that's exactly what happened when a black woman goes to an abortion clinic. She is bringing herself there of her own will to kill her baby. The clinic just offers the facility to kill it for you. But it is the black woman, and up until now, since Roe versus Wade, in 1973, it says about 60 million black people have been killed by black women that voluntarily took it to be put under the knife. So is this generation to be trusted with reparation money to take care of their own race when they've done more killing while they're free than when they were slaves? And imagine, and when they were slaves and they were raped, that woman kept their children. They had no other option. And a lot of this black generation came from mixed races like that. But they were not killing the people, even when there was rape. And now, that they have their own freedom, you are killing more people as a black people. 1,900 black African American babies are killed every day. 1900. Just the black people. I'm not counting everybody else. 1,900 every day. And if you say that you care for black lives, you would have been standing at the clinic and destroying everyone, burning each clinic in America. But since you haven't even touched one single one, you're just a hypocrite and a liar to yourself. And you do not deserve, anything for that matter. And those people that are telling you that you're a victim, you are not a victim. You're the worst murderer of your own race. No white people have killed that many. No white people, no Chinese, no Indian has killed that many black people as you have. So don't be telling me that you deserve anything. You deserve to be wiped out of the face of the earth and not trusted with your own race. That's all you deserve. So it's as simple as that. And that's on facts. I'm just basing all of these on facts. No white people have done more harm to you than your own selves. You have been the murderer and the killer of your own race. And that's what you need to understand. And you need to get to your skull. I'm rebuking you to the highest because I love you as a race. I want you to be in the word of your maker so you will not continue to be the danger that you are. And all these people that are of your own race that tell you that you need reparations, they are not your leaders. Because in this nation you have the opportunity to become the biggest giver there is, as I had the opportunity to be. I enjoy being in this country because it's allowed me to be the biggest giver. I don't ask money for anybody. Everybody knows me that. I don't ask for donations or nothing. I work hard so that I will live off of many. I learned to live a lifestyle of fasting so I can learn to live with very little. And that's you become a producer and a giver. And that's what you need to understand. All right, so this is something that I need to tell you, and I need to tell you, and I tell it to you in love. I know it's very, very harsh, but you need to hear because nobody else is telling you to you. But those are the facts. You know, you are the worst murderers of your own race now that you have freedom. When you were a slave, the women were not killing their kids. You know, the black slaves were not killing other black slaves. But now that you have freedom that you know, that there was a civil war that went for that, so you could retain that freedom. A lot of white people died so you could retain this freedom. Now you have become the biggest killers of your own race, and you're demanding them to give you reparations. God, this is crazy. How could you think like this? Just madness, blindness, and astonishment of to the max. You're the worst cursed people on the face of the earth right now. You keep on thinking like that. You need to repent and turn away from that stupid mentality as soon as you can, because the wrath of God is going to come upon you first. You don't change your mind. I'm black as you are, but I'm not that stupid. I've been raised by the word of my Maker, and that's what opens me and gives me the boldness to speak. Because I have yet to hear anybody say this. Even Candace Owen doesn't say this way. But what I'm saying is, only the word of God is life, because only the word of the Creator knows how to run everything. And everybody that does not, you know, apprehend onto that word is a danger to this creation, because you only hear as a consumer. And if you only hear as a consumer, you're a zombie. You're eating away everything. So this goes across the board for everybody that takes the word just a consumer. You need to repent from that. So I'm going to stop here right now, because I'm just directing the black people, but I'm going to get to the other races in the other messages, because everybody's going to get it across the board. But the black people are the ones that need to get it first, because they're such big killers, and they're acting like they're so pious that, you know, and making martyrs out of people that are thugs, and people that are into crime, people that are into pornography, people that are into all kinds of things, you know, and elevating it, you know, just because the Sharpton has all these stupid people, Jesse Jackson, all of them support that stuff. You know, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I'll be heading out, but if I think Adrian here's going to help. How are you guys?
All right, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Anything else I can get for you? Coffee? Sure.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right. Okay. So it's getting good. So, you know, so that's what we're doing here. You know, we're having a good fellowship time and just speaking the truth, you know. And now, so I have to say that, you know, and needs to be said, and with no apologies, because the word needs to go out, you know, to accomplish what. So I'm giving you the faithful wound of a friend. Let Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson give you the deceitful kisses, but as a society or anybody else, you know, this so-called John Farrell, he's deceiving you. Because he's telling you need reparations. He is deceiving you. Anybody that tells you that you need something, you don't need any something. You only need the word of your Maker, and that's what completes you. And then you become a giver and a producer of everything in this world. Then you'll learn to keep all words as a wholesome word. All right, so we're going to stop now. So let's just put it up.